Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Saturday, March 19th, 2016. Phil and Ra here in the Lynn-Life. Walks with Lions is in the Jamie Body Mind. Other teammates are in other dimensions, most of us in the subatomic, and most of us in the physical. All of us working to do what is ours to do right now in all dimensions. Well, that's not really true. All of us have the assignment to do what is ours to do right now in all dimensions to manifest the divine plan. And this is true of all beings who were at one point in time exempted from the cycles of incarnation. Both of these physical host bodies are experiencing significant signs of lack of soul energy, including exhaustion.
That's true.
And it seems to be about the big picture, not the small, immediate picture. But we could be wrong about that. If that isn't the focus of this session, we would also be wrong about that as
That's
well.
true.
As always, our foundational intention is to do what is ours to do right now in all dimensions to manifest the divine plan. And with that, the formally videoed portions of today's efforts begin.
Calling to probe and the cables, inviting you to join us right now, reaching straight up as high as we can. Feeling for a working divine delivery system.
I don't feel a working divine delivery system. I feel that cable of a guidance system.
That's true.
Based on only 24 hours of data, which may not be enough, or maybe 36 hours of data, I wouldn't say it's a divine guidance system. I wouldn't say it's infallible.
That's true.
But it does seem to provide better guidance than the extremely poor information that was coming in immediately before it. It's not actively unhelpful, and it has maybe a 52% accuracy rate.
Maybe, that's true.
Maybe, so slightly better than just
random
taking a guess.
That's true.
When I ask what now, I'm supposed to get the attention of the amateur videographers as high up as we can and say, we're about to run an experiment that you might like to have on film.
I hear their cameras clicking on, the sound of lenses opening.
Okay. Now let's again bifurcate as high as we can, as well as deep as we can into the subatomic. All those who really want to know what's actually going on to the central axis of the Search for Truth pillar. All those who don't want to know what's actually going on flung away. And those who have the strongest resistance to knowing what's actually going on, it would make sense that they would be flung away the farthest. So now let's zoom, 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 zoom. Live streaming up to those videographers. Are you getting this?
Yes, they are.
Whew. Would anyone like to describe what they're noticing? Any of those videographers?
I know that the motion was away from the pillar. And the videographers aren't saying anything.
Interesting.
It's weird, they normally are so talkative. Or maybe I am not.
What's wrong, friends? Maybe they also were moved away.
That could be what that is.
Yeah.
Because normally I can hear them so loudly.
Right.
Oh, that would make sense why it's so quiet.
Right. Well, so what happens is that's the fastest way to clear the airspace up above us, is to just bifurcate for those who really want to know what's actually going on, to call them to the center, and all those who don't want to know what's really going on, to fling them away, and boom, clear airspace.
That's true. Wow, that bums me out.
Live streaming way up. Find that channel that purports to be the divine guidance system and live stream this right up. That channel. I can feel that channel. I get that head clearing feeling when we live stream it up.
That's true.
Here's what's going on. What now? Friends, don't dump your garbage down here. Whatever it is you're dumping down here is creating exhaustion in the bodies. It isn't helpful.
That's true.
It's actually actively harmful in a in an objectively quantifiable and an easily quantifiable way.
That's true. Measurable.
I'd say it's observable to the naked eye. It's not, you don't have to pull out your microscope to get that impact. And therefore that's unhelpful. That is unhelpful. Whatever is being delivered in is unhelpful. It's either a message for us or for presences who aren't here.
That's true.
This isn't for any of our team members that
No.
I'm able to identify. This
That's
isn't
true.
for us. Let's find the person that this message is for, or the people.
There they are on the radar screen.
There they are. They are there. They are there. These messages are for those people. Now, it's possible those are the people who are supposed to be blasting through thing one, but who are neglecting to show up.
That could be.
We're supposed to be getting a wave of presences to provide soul flow through the search for truth axis in thing one, creating a space where truth can prevail against the thicket of lies that thing one tells himself and that he kind of like swallows from the world around him.
That's true.
And that's not happening. That soul flow isn't happening, other than our own team members trying to keep it going themselves.
That's true.
And these messages seem to be for the people who are supposed to be coming into thing one, but who are neglecting to, we'll say.
Yes.
There they are right there. Just have the direct communication. Leave us out of this.
Leave us out of this.
They're still not doing anything, and that's this person, these people who are sending the messages, whoever they are getting very grumpy.
Very grumpy, and they don't want to take responsibility for it.
This, and they want to come back to us and say
Yeah.
that we should somehow
Make this work for me.
make it work for you. No,
Yeah.
that's not our job. The message is for them. They aren't members of the Search for Truth team. The front door is always open. They could be members of the Search for Truth team, but
That's
they don't
true.
even want to bounce dive through thing one. So if I were
No.
you, I wouldn't hold my breath.
This is between you and them. Leave us out of this.
Leave us out of this.
Yeah, there's a very strong feeling from them of, you should make this work for me.
Right. We don't have any way of making this work. Let's ask this. How would you suggest we make it work? What is your suggestion?
They want us to bring the messages to those people and then drag those people to where they're supposed to be and make them do what they're supposed to do.
And how precisely should we do that?
And now they're all just grumpy and stomping. And do the thing that you do.
What you might be referring to is the divine delivery system. It has broken down. That is what has occurred. This is what we've been saying to you people for 2 years now.
Yeah,
The
that's
divine
true.
delivery system has broken down. It doesn't work. We actually started questioning this more than 3 years ago when we were saying, what's going on here? What's happening to the vortices? What's happening to all these other things that used to work? They aren't working anymore. What's going on?
They seem to think that we are the divine delivery system in a way that makes no sense.
Oh, and
that doesn't make
who is
sense.
the we that you're referring to? Are you referring to Ra, who's really in a bad
Really?
way? Are you referring to me, Phil? I don't seem to be 13 years old yet. Are you referring to Walks with Lions, who's just one guy? He's a good guy, but just one guy. Are you referring to the humanoids themselves? You think 2 humanoids on an average planet?
Yeah.
It's not even an average planet.
That's
This is
true.
technically defined as a backwater planet.
That's true.
It's in an average universe, but it is a backwater planet.
That's true.
2 humanoids on a backwater planet, you think, can somehow be a divine delivery system?
Or are you referring to thing one, which would be totally crazy?
You know, you guys sound like you're on drugs.
That's what
You
that
sound
sounds
like you're on
like.
hallucinogens. Now it's all quiet.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Live stream up higher, 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 higher.
Now I feel more like the deep space feeling.
Right. There's nobody there who wants to deal with reality.
No.
they are willing to call themselves a divine guidance system, but for people who aren't willing to deal with reality, the guidance they give doesn't actually work.
That's true.
It's based in fantasy, not based in reality.
That's true. Still feeling the exhaustion in the physical body, but not hearing the people we were communicating with before. And still I don't see the videographers.
No.
It just feels like
deep
deep
space. I see a couple red lights.
If I look way up, I can see them. It's almost like planes or satellites way up high.
But they're up there.
That's true.
Live streaming up. What now? What do I know? I know that help isn't coming from above.
That's true.
And I know that our Search for Truth team in Thing 1 can create motion by just flying up and down, basically almost like blasting up until they get out the top of the head, and then drop down until they hit something like a trampoline, and then bounce back up until they come out the top of the head. That gives me a headache.
That's true.
And then bounce back down. What do I know? I know that our related souls are hazards on the course.
That's true.
I know that an ollie oxen free call hasn't worked. Maybe we could try that again. That feels like an incredibly
Bad
poor
direction.
idea. What now?
Yeah.
Maybe we cut it loose. Maybe we say we can't maintain both Thing 1 Search for Truth efforts and these central Search for Truth efforts without at least some kind of participation from souls in some measurable number, given the reality of the attrition rate that occurs here. People blow out right away. Most people will do only one tiny little thing and then they're gone. Even the Han Solos, who racked up a bunch of bad karma and therefore had commitment to the project for some period of time,
That's true.
cleared as a group less than 2% of their bad karma before just blasting down into that subatomic level beneath Thing 1.
That's true.
And just going away and not coming back.
Through the portal and
through
gone.
the portal and gone.
That's true.
Into what is an aspect of sea level zone. So they're in sea level somewhere.
That's true.
Interesting. In that zone, what do I know? I know that zone has a real issue with selfishness.
That's true.
But they're the ones who are choosing to be lost there. It isn't our choice for them, it's their choice for themselves. Just live streaming up. We do not seem to be able to maintain both Thing 1 and Search for Truth pillar without any airflow. We don't want to abandon that
We really
project,
don't.
but we also don't want to lose 5 good team members, and that's what happens in these circumstances when the energy gets too thin, when we refuse to acknowledge this is too thin, it's not sustainable, then we lose those people too.
That's true.
I say it's time to recall them.
Yeah, it's time.
Okay, Search for Truth team in Thing 1, Search for Truth team in Thing 1, recall to Search for Truth. Joseph looks relieved.
Oh man, Dunbar looks relieved.
Jack looks all dusty, tired, relieved, coming back. Jeff, where's Jeff? Boy, he looks sick. Come on, bring him. It's like in a
stretcher.
Yeah, it's like those toboggans that the ski patrol
That's true.
uses. Is there anybody else? He says everybody else either got killed or run away.
Yeah.
He's quoting something.
That's
they got
true.
killed or run away.
It might be Dances with Wolves.
I think it is. When Dunbar gets to
Fort Sedgwick.
And no one's there.
That's true.
And that
Timmons
the mule skinner says, everybody done got killed or run away. Or something like that.
Something like that.
That's what they're referring to.
That's true.
Okay, well, come on back.
Come on back. Recall to the Search for Truth.
Recall to Search for Truth. And after all, what difference does it make? We've spent I don't know how many months now, 8 months, trying to create space where thing one can live his soul plan. And has he even had a flicker of interest in living his soul plan?
I don't think so.
Not a flicker. It isn't going to happen. It isn't going to happen.
Not like this.
Not without a divine delivery system. So friends upstairs, you can forget. Can you see that here, one humanoid on a backwater planet in an average universe, we can't get one humanoid to consider living his soul plan for even an hour. I don't think for a minute, to be honest, but just in case he considered it, and I missed it, I want to say an hour. It is not likely that there's going to be a collective restart for the all that is in less than 10 months. Can we get consensus on that?
I don't hear anything.
Oh, you people are so on drugs. Well, I don't know whether or not you're actually on drugs, but you act as if you're on drugs.
That's true.
That's so clearly true. Life streaming up.
Life streaming way up.
I see the conductor. He's still moving up.
See the bottom of his feet.
Yes. He's in search of a working divine delivery system, and he doesn't feel unhappy.
No, he doesn't feel hopeless.
No. Don't get lost. Remember, the cables are what keep you from getting lost.
They're your safety line.
They're your safety line. Yeah, stay tied off, just like when people used to go through the portals at the base of thing one, and we would say, tie off. You're going to get lost.
That's true.
You're going to get lost like the Han Solos have gotten lost. So now to the conductor, how do you feel about the Han Solos?
Disappointed.
Deserters, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to be a deserter?
No.
Safety line, please. Or come back down.
Right, those are the options
Come
if you
back
don't want to
down.
get lost.
He's stopping and thinking. He doesn't actually want to get lost.
He doesn't want to get lost, and he doesn't want to come back down.
Well, then stop. And while the safety line is thickening up, it takes a while for it to thicken up. While
That's
the
true.
thickening up is occurring, just live stream up. Send up. Feel for a working divine delivery system. Send your own channels up, searching. Don't go up yourself. Stop where you are right now and get the reinforcements in place. And maybe when we consolidate into one pillar, maybe we'll have enough length and strength that we can provide the support and you can continue the journey up. How about that?
It feels better.
Okay, well, just give us time to get thickening agents in place, and you reach down also, and we'll see if we can get a safety system together that will work. Somebody's saying, what about the Han Solos? We're recalling. We're sending out the recall. Search for Truth family. Recall to search for truth. Recall to search for truth.
Recall to search for truth.
They have to come. We can't make them come. It's a free will universe.
That's true.
Might be a free will all that is.
That's true.
I just keep having to push away these messages because
That's true.
as soon as I let go of them, they come back
They come
in,
back.
and the exhaustion comes with them.
That's true.
These are not messages for us. Leave us out of this.
Leave us out of this.